Time has stood still since the coronavirus pandemic. Can you believe it's been 6 years? It's been 6 years since the shutdown in March of 2020. I don't know where the time has gone. I remember it being coronavirus and us being like, this is never going to end, yada, yada, yada. Everybody on quarantine, everybody having different opinions, everybody feeling one way about vaccination, one way about this, one way about that. Now it's been 6 years and time has seemed to stand still. I don't remember what life was like pre-COVID. I do remember it was a lot cheaper though. I will say that. Life was a lot cheaper. So what has happened? We have had an insane 6 years. We're at war with Iran currently. Just recently, we were going to take over Greenland. Trump was going to buy Greenland or take it by force. And I'm not a political person. I'm just saying what was going to happen. He was going to take Greenland, right? Well, then all of a sudden, we kidnapped the president of Venezuela. We take him out of nowhere. They have 20% of the world's oil reserves. So we do that, okay? Then the Epstein files get released, but then they've been trying to cover that up. And so now we're at war with Iran. They've shut off the Strait of Hormuz. Why is this a problem? Because all of the oil flows in and out of the Strait of Hormuz. Oil is up overnight 23% to almost $130 a barrel. This is going to devastate the economy. This is going to push inflation through the roof. Today, I was at the grocery store, bros. $75 for nothing. I got 2 bags worth of groceries. That is it. I didn't get anything for my money. I mean, nothing for my money. So if you think it's bad now, just wait, because it is about to get way worse. Going back to Corona, we never even got an answer for where this came from. We never got an answer for where coronavirus came from at all. Like, oh, they're like, oh, it's a bat soup. And then it was like the Wuhan Institute of Virology. And then it was some pangolin. And this, nobody ever answered for COVID, bros. We never got an answer. We just forgot about it. My grandfather passed away from COVID, okay? He was in a nursing home. His caretaker left. They weren't supposed to leave the state. Came back, gave him COVID. He passed away. I got vaccinated, all right? I'm triple vaxxed. I regret it. I regret it massively because I've had massive downsides to getting that vaccine, bro. When I first got the vaccine, I started having muscle twitches. I've had terrible muscle twitches ever since getting the vaccine, and I've had problems with my heart racing. I've had high blood pressure now, and like I remember getting the vaccine and having to go lay down a month or 2 after because my heart just started pounding out of nowhere. I have no idea why I took that shot, and I regret getting it. And that's on me, but I regret getting it. And the reason that I got it was because I was working on cruise ships, and they're like, you cannot work on cruise ships unless you get vaccinated. And here in LA, they essentially forced you to get vaccinated, or you couldn't do anything. You couldn't go anywhere without a mask. So coronavirus, what has happened? Where were you when the outbreak of Corona happened? I was on a cruise ship in Hong Kong when I first heard about COVID in February of 2020. And then out of nowhere, the world shuts down. I get stuck in Chinookville, Cambodia. I get my first COVID test. They went to the brain. So far back, I could feel it in the back of my head. Tears running out of my eyes. Now you don't even hear about COVID. You're hearing about something new every week. Greenland, Venezuela, Epstein files. Now we're at war with Iran. What is happening? Like ever since coronavirus, it has been nothing but craziness. Like Vox on YouTube, they do a year 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. They do these year recaps. So much stuff has happened every year since the COVID virus. And we're all like, bro, like we thought COVID was never gonna end. Now we're at another war. And bro, this is not gonna be good. This is not gonna be good for us. Everyone is struggling. Like they're like, oh, you know, if you saw Pam Bondi on the news talking about the Dow was at 50,000. The average American doesn't even know what the Dow is. Doesn't even have a clue what the Dow is. So saying that the Dow is 50,000, like who cares? The average American doesn't even have enough money to put into the Dow to even think about even investing, to not be scared of losing it. Like we're over here barely scraping by. The price of gasoline is getting ready to skyrocket with these oil costs. We are in terrible times, and I know we've all heard that before, but if we thought that 2020 was bad, things are about to get a lot worse. maybe not from a pandemic standpoint, but from an economic standpoint, and nobody knowing what the heck is going on, we are in trouble. And honestly, I'm scared. I'm scared for me. I'm scared for the average American, which is the majority of us. I'm scared for the world. Nobody knows what's happening right now. If China decides to enter this war, Russia decides to enter this war, North Korea decides to enter this war, we're already pulling Europe into this war. This could very well be World War III. We're thinking about sending troops on the ground to Iran and the United States. And we didn't even have to do this. Nobody knows what is going on. Ever since Trump came into office, it's been craziness for the past year, and we all expected it. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not a political person, so I'm not dogging one way or the other, but it has been a crazy year and 3 months, and we're just getting started. And I'm scared because, like I said, time has seemed to stand still, and we have done nothing but suffer for the past 6 years economically and in every other way imaginable in the States. And for a lot of the rest of the world with inflation, the prices of everything is just astronomical. Trying to get a job is insanely hard. It's just brutal for everybody right now. It's brutal for everybody. Trying to even think about saving money, that doesn't even seem like it's possible. It doesn't even seem like it's possible. This car that I'm in, this is a 2000 Toyota Camry, and you can't imagine how grateful I am when I say I'm proud to own it. I paid cash for it, $4,000 cash. I worked so hard and I paid cash for it, and I have the title in my closet and it's mine. But even at that, on a 2000 Toyota Camry, right? 115,550 miles on the dashboard as I'm speaking, for what's the liability insurance here in Los Angeles, $109. $109 for liability, bro. I paid $26 in Tennessee for liability for a nicer car. Everything is astronomical. And with that being said, where's it going to go? It's not going to go down. The wealth gap is only getting greater and greater and greater. The wealth, everybody's getting richer. The richer are getting richer. The poor are getting poorer, and the gap between us is just almost to the point where it's cemented. So I'm terrified. I'm terrified to be 34, getting ready to turn 35, have no money. I'm terrified to be 34, getting ready to be 35, have no career. I'm terrified that I thought that I would be further than I am now, and now I just don't know what to do because I'm almost to a point where I'm going to get pigeonholed, and I'm going to have to just, I don't know what to do because no places are hiring, and the places that are hiring, you don't want to work there because you don't make any money. The minimum wage out here in California, I know some people are going to say this and think, man, that's good. It's 18 or 19 bucks an hour depending on where you work in the city, right? But here in California, that is horrible money. You can't do anything with $18 or $19 an hour. That's not doing anything for anybody. You're not making any money. That's not enough to survive. It's not enough to do anything. It's not enough to make any money. It's not enough to save any money. And so I want to know what everybody else is thinking right now. What are we thinking about this war? What are we thinking about the coronavirus, how we never got to the bottom of it? What are we thinking about Israel? What are we thinking about Greenland and this Venezuelan situation and inflation? And where do y'all see your lives? The new people who've tuned into my channel, where do you see your lives? What is happening? Are you doing good with money? Do you have a good career? I want to know because I'm genuinely curious how everybody else is processing this, or if anybody else is aware. So like I said, they just closed off the Strait of Hormuz, right? And they ship a massive amount of oil through that, which is going to cripple the entire economy. They also ship a ton of food through there. So all the countries in the UAE, Dubai, Qatar, Kuwait, all those places, they get their food through the Strait of Hormuz. And what Iran is doing to combat this war is they've shut this off. And this is a major key player. And so I want to know, what do we think? Where are we at? And where are you at? Because I'm scared. I'm generally scared. I'm scared for me. I'm scared for everyone else. And I just don't know. So let me know what you think, because crazy times we're in, and I'm just scared, man. I'm scared. I was talking to my girlfriend about it the other day, and I'm just sitting here thinking, what if I'm driving around Los Angeles and something crazy happens, like somebody decides to just attack LA, like a missile just comes out of the sky and hits Los Angeles. I think about that all the time. Like that's something that could very easily happen. Like a missile could just come out and just hit LA while I'm driving around. I mean, we're dropping missiles in these countries. Why can't they do it on us? You know? And it just terrifies me. It terrifies me. Like we're in so deep right now, and I just don't see a way in which we're getting out. And so I think that this is going to be a very, very prolonged thing. I do not see this end over the next couple of weeks. In fact, I don't see it ending over the next couple of months. Iran just elected their new leader, right? It is the son of the previous supreme leader. And come on, after we blew him up, you don't think he's going to want revenge? Nah, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. So I want to know what your guys' thoughts are. I've had a lot of people connect. I've had a lot of people comment. And yeah, man, I'm just really curious. I'm curious because if you're not scared, I think that you should be. And I know that they say, you know, sometimes ignorance is bliss. And while I can definitely agree with that, it's really good to know what's happening right now in the world because I wouldn't want to be ignorant to what's going on. So, like I said, we're at war. You know, Trump said no more wars, and now somehow we're at war again. What is this bus doing? Yeah, sorry. There's this bus trying to cut me off here in LA. But yeah, man, I mean, life is just crazy. Life is crazy. Life is hard. And, you know, for us that don't have any money, like me, you know, which is by no fault of anybody but my own for doing very poorly financially. But fill me in. I'm curious where you stand. All right? Thanks. I'm out.